So we come in this morning to find AMC back in focus as far as the meme stocks are concerned. Big weekend at the box office. In fact, the highest grossing weekend, guys, at the box office since the start of the pandemic. I'll show you a quick headline here. Yeah, the F9 movie, a part of that. But overall, there was an interesting note there, 500,000 people visiting AMC's international theaters, even in Europe and the Middle East. So definitely a positive sign as far as theater goers are concerned and overall for the stock. Let's talk a little bit about what is realistic. I mean, a couple of weeks ago here, we were saying, is this thing going to 500,000 or maybe 100,000? Maybe we should just talk about 100 first.
Yeah, exactly. You start talking about those more reasonable numbers. AMC, it had, for itself, I suppose, had fallen asleep a little bit here. I mean, last week action, you were between that 50 and that 60 mark. You couldn't get going. Now you're going to get a big move up here, at least in today's action, up 9% as we're taping it. But this is what we're looking at in the daily chart. And when you look at that 100 number, I know we've found support in doing fantastic volume at 50 to 60. That's usually a pretty bullish sign. But you're starting to talk about a $51 billion market cap, right? Enterprise value of close to like $55 billion. At that point, you're talking about a valuation price that's going to be a little bit over Netflix in terms of like a price to earnings. That is a tremendous number. Now, there is the aspect of this that you have to keep in mind. This is a momentum play. Have any of those metrics mattered in the past? They certainly haven't on the way up here. It's been more a story about the short break. So you start to say, do those things matter at all? I think there will be day traders and there will be some short-term traders that will lean into some of those numbers as you get up to like a 100 level. But you want to play it with a grain of salt when you start throwing out these metrics and limiting the upside on the trade. There's consolidation here at 60. Does it have a good chance of getting to a 75 high? I mean, that seems pretty reasonable when you look at the chart. So from there, you're only talking about a breakout and then another 33% to the upside. On pure momentum on the chart, it looks like it's a kind of thing that could be certainly possible. It's those valuations that I think make everybody say that there's no way this can continue, Sean.
Look, I think management has also come out and said a couple times that, they will be issuing more shares. I mean, they're not in a great capital position. It's gotten a lot better, but they will probably need to raise more, and so we're expecting more share offerings to come in. We'll just see how those are eaten up. But, I mean, realistically, to talk about, the title here, like, can it go to $100? Yeah, it can. It can go there pretty easily, actually. All you need to do is just, I mean, I don't want to say squeeze. I don't even think looking at, I mean, I'm long right here through 58. You take out day's high. It's been a good day trade stock just to scalp through some of these bottoms, that's for sure. But I just think that, there's been nothing happening right now. So what if this starts to get ramped up? What if AMC all of a sudden something happens? Maybe they get upgraded. I don't know. Maybe they do offer shares and it gets gobbled up. What does that mean, right? So I think the interest is going to be here for AMC. I think we could see 75 for sure. And then after that, if you break 75, then I would say it's probably at least, I don't know, maybe 60-40% that we do hit that 100. I just think the momentum is going to be there. We've seen it ramp up. I mean, it can go. Will it stay there? No. I mean, you can see the valuation, you see the fundamentals, but I believe AMC with a little bit of momentum, and if the, people are here, man, to support the stock, then I think it just continues to run. And yeah, $100, unreasonable on valuation, but reasonable on momentum. I think we can get there, Brendan.
And the other point of interest here, guys, worth noting, we've seen a number of different symbols kind of come and go as far as Wall Street Bets is concerned, in favor to out of favor once again. This has been the one, at least this go-around, that has kind of stuck around.
Yeah.
That's true. I mean, I know GameStop started moving again a little bit here today, but in terms of a couple of days last week, notwithstanding, AMC continues to churn through fantastic volume. And that's one of the things that you'll hear people talk about all the time when it comes to the momentum trade is the ability to continue to do high volume at these price levels. Now, that's what gave GameStop some, I want to say, I guess, staying power on its move to the upside. All that said, I mean, it never retested its highs from before. We're talking about AMC potentially going through those. So there is a bit of a hurdle. This is something GameStop didn't do at this point in its journey. AMC, it's going to need some catalyst to do it. Fundamentally, I agree with Sean. You talk about some of those metrics. It's hard to place that kind of it's impossible to place that kind of a traditional valuation on it that you could say it's more expensive than a Netflix. It doesn't make a heck of a lot of sense fundamentally, but when you're trading and you're talking about momentum matters. Let's try to. You can't pretend around it. There are lots of reasons to buy and sell assets, including equities, and momentum is one of them. People will pay. People are going to pay whatever they're willing to do so, and if you're able to find a buyer at that price, that's what momentum is. You can get it to go there. And if retail doesn't want to sell, well, it's hard to drive the price down if the majority of the holders are unwilling to sell.
I mean, one more quick note here before we go. So I just want to show you guys the volume here on the daily chart. If I can just bring this up a little bit here. We just need volume to kick back in. We've had hundreds of millions of shares go off on AMC. 800 million, 700 million, 600 million. Right now, we've died down. That's sort of the case for me right now, that I want to say that we can get to that $100 mark. Volume starts ramping up again, and you get up. I mean, all these big volume days. Some of them are on down days for sure, but that's what starts to ramp it up. So the minute you start seeing volume tick up, then I think that's the go sign, Brendan.
So will it or won't it? That will be the question going forward. First off, we need to get to 100 before we go any further. Obviously, the story continues with AMC. Lots of people going back to the movies heading into the summer. Guys, here's Valeria.
Hey guys, thank you for this informative content. Dear viewers, please subscribe to this channel to see more great videos.